3 months pass. Ethan has settled into life aboard the Throne of Solace with the quiet ease of someone who adapts to anything. He learns Velnorian customs faster than expected. He picks up conversational Velnorian in weeks, though he pretends to struggle with it in public. He is kind to the servants, respectful to the nobles, and never once raises his voice. Cirith finds herself paying attention to him more than she wants to. She notices small things. The way he reads military reports when he thinks no one is watching. The way his eyes track the movements of guards. Not nervously, but analytically, like a man counting exits. The way he exercises alone in the lower decks at odd hours. Not like someone staying in shape, but like someone maintaining a discipline. She tests him once. During a sparring demonstration by her royal guard, she invites Ethan to try a basic Velnorian combat stance. He steps in clumsily, lets himself be corrected, and laughs when he is gently thrown to the mat. The court laughs with him. But Cirith notices something. When the guard grabbed his arm, Ethan shifted his weight a fraction of a second before the throw, not to resist, but to control how he fell. That is not the instinct of a logistics officer. She says nothing. Ethan, meanwhile, is quietly mapping the ship. Not physically. He would never be so obvious, but socially. He learns who holds real power and who holds titles. He identifies the 3 factions within Cirith's court. The Loyalists, who support the peace, the Warhawks led by Draven Cole, who want to resume hostilities, and a silent third group, who answer to someone off-ship. He reports none of this to Laura Hale. Not yet. A Velnorian border colony called Thesson 4 sends a distress signal. Raiders from the Kelvari Syndicate, a lawless coalition of pirates and mercenaries, have attacked a civilian settlement. Draven Cole argues for a full military response. Cirith hesitates. Sending warships so soon after a peace treaty could be misread by human observers. Ethan, sitting in on the council as is his right as consort, speaks up for the first time. He doesn't suggest a military plan. Instead, he asks 3 questions. What resources does Thesson 4 have that the Kelvari want? How long can the colony's shields hold? And which trade lanes pass closest to the system? The room goes quiet. His questions are not the questions of a logistics officer. They are the questions of someone who understands asymmetric warfare. Cirith looks at him. He meets her gaze and then softens, shrugging as if embarrassed. Just thinking out loud, he says. But she uses his logic anyway, and the crisis is resolved without a single warship firing. The Kelvari withdraw when their supply line is quietly cut by a rerouted merchant convoy, exactly as Ethan's questions implied. That night, Cirith comes to Ethan's quarters instead of summoning him to hers. She asks him directly, "Who are you really?" He smiles. "Just a guy from Ohio." She doesn't smile back, but she sits down, and they talk until the ship's artificial dawn. Tensions aboard the Throne of Solace escalate. Draven Cole, humiliated by the peaceful resolution of the Thesson 4 crisis, begins to move against Cirith politically. He has allies among the old military families who see the peace treaty as a surrender. Whispers spread through the court that the queen has grown soft, that she is being manipulated by her human husband. Ethan notices the shift before Cirith does. He sees the small signs, guards being reassigned, communication officers loyal to Cole being placed in key positions, supply manifests being altered. He recognizes the pattern because he has seen it before, not in logistics reports, but in war zones. He quietly reaches out to Laura Hale for the first time in weeks. She tells him that Earth intelligence has intercepted chatter suggesting a Velnorian hardliner faction is planning a coup, not just against Cirith, but timed to coincide with a false flag attack on a human colony, designed to restart the war. Ethan asks for authorization to act. Laura tells him to hold position and observe. He doesn't argue, but something shifts in him. Cirith, meanwhile, is dealing with her own doubts. She has begun to genuinely care for Ethan, and that terrifies her. Velnorian queens are taught that attachment is a vulnerability. Her mother was assassinated by a consort she trusted. Cirith swore she would never make the same mistake. A pivotal scene occurs during a diplomatic reception. An ambassador from a neutral species, the Tohari, makes a veiled insult about humans, calling them short-lived creatures with short memories. The court laughs politely. Ethan is expected to absorb it, as he always does. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't threaten. He calmly recites, from memory, the full terms of the Tohari's own failed treaty with the Velnorians from 40 years ago, including classified provisions that were never made public. He then notes, politely, the humans may have short lives, but they keep excellent records. The room is silent. The Tohari ambassador sits down. Cirith stares at Ethan. He catches her eye, and for the first time, doesn't look away or soften. She sees something behind his gentle expression, something cold, precise, and vast. It is there for only a moment, and then it is gone, replaced by his usual warm smile. Later, alone, she orders her personal intelligence officer to run a deep search on Ethan Cole of Ohio, Earth. The results come back clean. Too clean. His records are perfect. His background is seamless. Every reference checks out. In the world of intelligence, that means only one thing. The file is a fabrication. A masterful one, but a fabrication nonetheless. Cirith realizes she has no idea who she married. Everything collapses in a single night. Draven Cole makes his move. A coordinated strike. The Queen's loyal guards are neutralized with a nerve agent slipped into the ventilation system of their barracks. Cole's soldiers seize the bridge, the armory, and the communications array. Cole himself goes to the Queen's chambers with a squad of 12 armed warriors. He expects to find Cirith asleep and Ethan cowering. He finds the chambers empty. 20 minutes earlier, Ethan had woken Cirith, not frantically, calmly, methodically, the way someone wakes a person when there is danger and panic is not an option. He told her the coup was happening and that they had approximately 14 minutes before Cole's forces reached their deck. When she asked how he knew, he told her he had known for 2 weeks, that he had mapped every element of Cole's plan, and that he had prepared 3 separate escape routes through the ship's maintenance corridors. Cirith demanded to know who he really was. Ethan told her the truth. His real name is Ethan Cole. That part was never a lie. But he is not a logistics officer. He is a covert operative from a division of Earth's military that officially does not exist. A unit known internally as Grayscale. Grayscale agents are selected in childhood, trained for decades, and embedded in long-term deep cover operations across the galaxy. They are not soldiers in the traditional sense. They are weapons shaped like ordinary people. Ethan was chosen for this mission not because he was expendable, but because he was the best they had. His profile was designed to be invisible. So mundane, so forgettable, that even a species with superior technology and telepathic sensitivity would overlook him. Every stumble, every mispronounced word, every clumsy moment was calculated. Cirith is furious. She feels betrayed, not because he lied, but because every moment of genuine warmth between them is now suspect. Ethan tells her that his mission was to protect the peace, not to manipulate her. He says that what he feels for her is not part of any operation. She doesn't believe him. But there is no time to argue. They move through the ship's hidden passages. Ethan moves differently now. There is no pretense of clumsiness. He is fast, silent, and precise. When they encounter a patrol of 4 of Cole's soldiers in a corridor, Ethan neutralizes all 4 in under 8 seconds, using nothing but his hands and the environment around him. Cirith watches a man she thought she knew take apart elite Velnorian warriors, a species physically stronger and faster than humans, with a calm efficiency that borders on terrifying. He doesn't kill them. He could, but he doesn't. They reach the secondary bridge. Ethan contacts Laura Hale, who has been monitoring the situation. She confirms that a grayscale extraction team is en route, but they are 40 minutes out. Ethan tells Cirith they need to hold the secondary bridge until then, or retake the primary bridge themselves. Cirith, despite everything, despite the betrayal and the fury, makes a choice. She chooses to fight alongside him, not because she trusts him, but because he is the only one fighting for her. Together, they rally the few loyal crew members who escaped Cole's purge. Ethan devises a plan to retake the ship, not with brute force, but by disabling the flagship's main reactor, forcing a system-wide reboot that will unlock all sealed doors and disable Cole's control over internal defenses. The plan is insane. It requires someone to physically enter the reactor chamber, an environment flooded with radiation that would kill a Velnorian in minutes. Ethan volunteers. When Cirith protests, he reveals the final secret. Grayscale operatives are biologically augmented, not with visible cybernetics or crude enhancements, but at the genetic level. His cells repair radiation damage in real time. His neural processing speed is roughly 4 times that of a baseline human. His pain tolerance has been engineered to be functionally limitless. He is not superhuman. He is what humans become when they decide that ordinary is not enough. He enters the reactor. He survives. The ship reboots. Cole's forces lose their coordination. Cirith's loyalists pour through the unlocked doors. In the chaos, Cirith confronts Draven Cole on the bridge. It is not Ethan who defeats him. It is Cirith, reclaiming her throne with her own hands, her own authority, and her own fury. Cole falls. The coup is over. The aftermath is complex. The Velnorian court is in disarray. Several noble houses are implicated in the coup. The peace treaty hangs by a thread as both species reel from the revelation that Earth embedded a covert operative at the highest level of Velnorian power. Earth's government officially denies the existence of Grayscale. Unofficially, Laura Hale sends Ethan a message. Mission complete. Come home. Ethan does not respond. He remains aboard the Throne of Solace, not as an operative, but as himself. He submits to a full Velnorian inquiry. He allows their telepaths to examine him, something no Grayscale agent has ever permitted. They confirm what Cirith suspected and feared. His feelings for her are genuine. They were never part of the mission. They were the one variable he could not control. Cirith must decide what to do with him. Her advisors are divided. Some want him executed as a spy. Others see his actions during the coup as proof of his loyalty. A few quietly suggest that having a human of his capabilities as a consort is not a weakness. It is an extraordinary strategic asset. Cirith dismisses them all. She goes to Ethan alone. Their conversation is the heart of the story. She asks him why he stayed. He tells her that Grayscale trained him to be invisible, to be no one, to disappear into whatever role was required. He has been 100 different people in 100 different places. But with her, for the first time, he wanted to be seen, not as an operative, not as a weapon, but as the man who sat up with her until the artificial dawn, who asked her what she was afraid of, who fell in love with a queen who expected nothing from him. She asks him if anything about their time together was real. He says, everything that mattered. Cirith makes her decision. She does not pardon him. That would imply he was guilty. Instead, she reaffirms the marriage. She stands before the full Velnorian court and the human diplomatic delegation, and says that the treaty was built on the idea that their two species could trust each other. That trust was tested by both sides, and it held. Not because of politics, but because one human chose to stay when he could have left, and one Velnorian chose to believe him when every reason said she shouldn't. The story ends with a quiet scene. Ethan and Cirith stand on the observation deck of the Throne of Solace, looking out at the stars. She asks him the same question he once asked her. What is he afraid of? He thinks for a long moment. Then he says, that you'll never look at me the way you did before you knew. She takes his hand. I'm not looking at you the way I did before, she says. I'm looking at you clearly for the first time. The galaxy watches, and somewhere in a classified file on Earth, Ethan Cole's mission status is updated from active to compromised. Below it, someone, probably Laura Hale, has added a handwritten note. He's not compromised. He's finally free. End of outline. The Galactic War between the Velnorian Empire and the human colonies has raged for 11 years. Queen Cirith Velinor, ruler of the Velnorians, a proud ancient species of tall silver-skinned beings with bioluminescent eyes, finally agrees to a peace accord. The terms are old-fashioned and symbolic, a political marriage between the Queen and a human of Earth's choosing. Earth's diplomatic council selects a man named Ethan Cole. He is introduced to the Velnorian delegation as a former logistics officer, a quiet, unassuming man with a calm demeanor and a warm smile. He is 34 years old, brown-haired, average build, and speaks softly. He has no notable military decorations, no flashy reputation, nothing that would suggest he is anything more than a mid-level civil servant offered up as a political pawn. Instead, she receives someone who fumbles with court etiquette, mispronounces Velnorian greetings, and seems genuinely nervous at the royal banquet. Her advisors, particularly High Commander Draven Call, openly mock the human behind closed doors. They see the marriage as confirmation that humans are a lesser species, willing to send a nobody to stand beside a queen. Ethan, for his part, remains polite, patient, and observant. He doesn't argue. He doesn't boast. When a Velnorian noble deliberately trips him during a ceremonial walk, he catches himself without a word, smiles, and keeps moving. Cirith watches this and feels something she doesn't expect. Not admiration, not yet, but curiosity. The wedding takes place aboard the Velnorian flagship, the Throne of Solace, orbiting a neutral moon. It is a cold, political affair. Cirith speaks her vows like someone reading a contract. Ethan speaks his like he means them. That night, they are alone for the first time. Cirith tells him bluntly that this marriage is a formality, nothing more. Ethan nods and says he understands. Then he asks her a question no one in her court has ever asked her. Not what she wants from the treaty, but what she is afraid of. She doesn't answer, but she doesn't send him away either. Meanwhile, on a separate channel, a woman named Laura Hale, an intelligence officer embedded on the human diplomatic ship, the Starward, sends a coded message back to Earth Command. It reads, "He's in place. No suspicion. Phase 1 complete."